Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of the Java workshop on Instagram. As you all know, Java workshop is our forum where we speak to a lot of experts in the field of motorcycling and beyond. And these topics take us right from motorcycle riding, motorcycle maintenance, touring essentials, riding essentials, to skills like improving your photography, videography skills, and every small thing which makes life on two wheels much easier and better for you guys. So today's topic is more about rider safety and the importance of riding gear. Now we all know that riding gear is important, and it is great to wear riding gear every time when you're riding, and it reduces the risk of your injuries by quite a bit. So speaking on this topic with us today is our friend Varad More. And Varad is a gifted motorcyclist, he's an auto journalist, and he also looks great on motorcycles. All his pics on the motorcycles, and you can see his photos on our Instagram feed, they come out really amazing. Now all the wheelies, stoppies, jumps, knee downs that he does everything from within the comfort of his riding gear. So no matter what the terrain is, he's always geared up for it. So I think he's one of the best people for us to be talking to today. And let me just find Varad and add him to this chat. Okay, Varad, I'm sending you. Please accept and connect.
Hi,
Okay,
Vikram.
so I can see Varad here. Hi, Varad. Varad, I think there's a bit of an echo in your voice. Can you please check if you're wearing a headphone? Varad, we've just kind of lost you. I think there's a connection problem at your end. Connection problem at your end. Okay, guys, we lost Varad. I think there's some connection issue. We'll try and uh, get him back online. Okay, I'm trying to get Varad back to this chat. Okay, hi
Hola.
Varad. Hi.
Hi, Vikram. Yep.
So
How are
there
you?
we have Varad with us. I'm good, yeah. So there we have Varad with us, and you can see the stack of his riding gear right behind him. And this is like the perfect way to be talking to somebody who's going to tell us about riding gear. And Varad, I've been really looking forward to this conversation, man.
Same here, man. It's been fabulous to be here, talk to the Java family. We've been doing this for a while, and it's fabulous to be here. Thank you so much. And I think till we can get out and start our riding, I think this is a great initiative to, keep within the community and spread good knowledge. So, yeah. Thank you.
Hey, great. Okay, so Varad, so let's start our conversation. And for everybody who's
Sure.
listening to this conversation here, in case if you have any questions for Varad, please use the question mark icon on the on the live screen and put in your questions there. I will try and get all these answers for you through Varad as we progress during the session. So Varad, starting this session, let's start with elaborating the importance of riding gear for everybody out here. Varad,
Come again,
I think
Vikram.
there's
Can you say that again?
yeah, okay. Yeah, so I was saying that, let's start with elaborating the importance of riding gear for everybody out here.
Yeah. Is there some important stuff? Right here. Right. Uh, am I audible here? Can you guys hear
Varad,
us?
your connection is
There's
breaking up. Your
been a little
connection
bit
is
of
breaking up.
network fluctuation, I believe.
Is there an option you can switch to Wi-Fi network or something?
Yes, kind of acting up. I don't know. Not really. Not really. I've been trying to just. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, Bharat, it's really, really scrambled. I think the connection is not supporting us.
Is it better
Yeah,
now?
it's.
I think we should just start
I
again
can
once.
see you move, but
Let's
yeah,
start again once. Yeah. Let's try and reconnect.
yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, sure. So just you can log off and connect again. I'll wait for you. So, guys, please, I would request you all to please be patient with us while we get Varad back online, and then we'll. I ensure that it's going to be a great session talking about different types of riding gear for different types of riding, different types of riders, different types of riding pattern. So let me just see if Varad is back online again. Okay, it's still trying to connect to Varad. So I think it's the same kind of weight that we are practicing these days to get back on our motorcycles. So you know how it is to wait. I can understand. So let me just try connecting to Varad again. No, Varad is still offline. Varad, if you can see me, please send me a connection request. Varad, I've been trying to connect you, but it says Varad is unable to join. Varad, if you can still see us, can you please send me a connection request? Okay, guys, so till Varad joins us, I think I'll try and elaborate the first question, which I had already asked Varad about why riding gear is important. And, as we all are riders, we know that we ride and we're always at a risk of crashing into something or just falling down and hurting ourselves. So I, for one, can vouch for the importance of riding gears because, I've been riding for so long and I've always ridden using wearing proper riding gear, and I've had like crashes, bad crashes, but so far riding gears have reduced the chances of injury for me by say, if there was a 100% chance of injury, it was reduced to say 10% or 20%. So, you always have that extra level of protection in case of an accident, in case of a fall. So, which is why riding gear is really, really important. Let me just check if Varad is back online or not. No, I still can't see him. Okay, I can see Varad's comment, but I can't find Varad online. Okay, okay, I can see Varad. Let me try to add him again. I'm really, really sorry, but so far we haven't had any luck with connecting with Varad. I can see him some for some time. Like I can see him now. Let me try adding him again.
Finally, I think. Can you hear me?
Okay, finally we got you, and I hope the
Yeah.
connection will,
I
support
hope
us.
so too. I mean, it's really weird. Yeah, because I could see your live properly. So when I disconnected, your live was working perfectly fine. Weird. Anyway, never mind.
Okay, so
Sorry, guys.
now, so
Yeah.
without wasting any time, let's start with the
Yep.
conversation. So, Bharat, can you just elaborate a little bit on the importance of riding gear? I tried to fill in for you. I said a few lines,
Right.
but it's
Right.
better to hear it from you.
Absolutely. So let's begin with the basics. That with riding gear, it's a form that's inculcated more than enforced. It is something that you realize that I don't want to get hurt. It's more than anything else the fact that motorcycle is a dangerous sport, especially in countries like India where the traffic situation is really chaotic and erratic, and you're literally at risk every point and different corner of the road. So it's something that you realize that yeah, I don't want to get hurt. There's nothing more to it. And then the
Yeah.
degree happens of what gear you buy. But the first is I will wear a helmet and a jacket and gloves and boots, despite our weather probably some days not being in support of that kind of apparel. Still, I will wear it and ride because I don't want to get hurt. For me or my family's sake or generally, it doesn't.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not a nice feeling to get hurt and be on a hospital bed and taking up. So that's I think the essential of motorcycling is uh, to stay safe and to enjoy motorcycling for a longer period of time. For which riding gear is your best ally.
Correct. Yes. Well said. So, Bharat, now let's quickly jump into the different types of riding gear. And,
Okay,
as
have
we
we
have been
lost
talking.
each other again?
Hello, Bharat, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, Bharat, what I was saying that, we have been discussing about this session for some time. And we discussed
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Good.
we will try and touch up on
Right.
the major categories of riding gear. So, let's start by classifying them into urban, extra urban, and touring riding gear, right?
Right.
Okay, so can we start with speaking about the urban riding gear for the urban rider, somebody who
Right.
rides, within the city, so say from a home to office commute and a little bit around in the city. Can we start with that?
I've lost you again. This is getting really irritating now. I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah, Bharat, I think your connection is again,
I can hear you.
it's
Yeah.
not working properly. So, Guys, I think I'm losing Varad again. Sorry, guys, we lost Varad again. Let me try and get him back online. I'm really, really sorry for this network issue. Varad, if you can hear me, please send me a connection request.
Hold on.
Okay,
I
Varad,
think,
I hope
yeah.
you're back. Yes.
Yeah, man, this is
Okay,
very weird, but
with,
yeah,
without wasting any time, let's start with
right,
discussing about the urban riding gear for the urban rider who uses his motorcycle for his office commute, for
right,
riding around cities. So what kind of gears
right.
do you recommend for that kind of a rider?
Okay, so let's begin with the basics that for our weather, obviously the more breathable the riding gear is, the better it is. You will sweat less, your
Okay.
body will
Yeah.
contain more water inside. You will be less fatigued if you're stuck in a traffic than wearing a multi-layer riding gear. So today we have a lot of options, and one of the best ones is a perforated ventilated jacket. There are a couple of them available from various brands, starting as low as $6,000, going all the way till say 2025, depending how much you want to spend. But there's some amazing brands that are there that are available now in India. So I will just probably show you one of mine that's a favorite.
So
Is
let's focus on the type of
this.
jacket. Yeah.
Right. So this is the Scorpion EXO drafter jacket. Okay. And it's
Yeah.
a completely ventilated jacket. Right. It's got perforation all around it, all over it. Okay. With only
Okay.
certain hard patches where the protectors fit, like shoulder and elbow. Otherwise, it's
Okay.
completely perforated. Right. So what it allows is it allows airflow up and down the body to keep your body temperature cool. This is the
Okay.
kind of stuff you would need for regular commute in the city where you are deal with a lot of traffic and very terrible heat. So this is something, and this is something that you can use for your weekend rides also. Because it's got a good fit, it's got sea protector armor level 1, so it's not like it's not safe. So it will give you the
Okay.
protection, but with comfort. So that's the one.
And apart from this, from the jacket, what else do you recommend for the urban rider? What kind of
So
helmet, what kind of boots, and what kind of gloves should they be wearing?
right. So coming to gloves, because I think let's start with the helmet because that is the most essential part. And for a good helmet, obviously this is one of the top of the line, but this is basically a road helmet, a full face street helmet. Okay,
Okay.
something like this
Right.
is what you need. Okay, even for the city. The half face helmets are really good only for photos and to go small, run around the grocery store or something. They're not for
Yeah.
commutes also. Even within the
Correct.
city, if you're commuting, say, 10 kilometers to your work or to your school or college or whatever, a half-face helmet is not something that you should consider at any point of time. A full-face helmet with a proper chin support and, a complete good fit and full form shape will help and protect you when the time comes, if at all, unfortunately it comes. So this is a road helmet, and this is what you should get for even like a beginner, not necessarily the same brand and the same company, but
Yeah.
you will
Correct.
find tons of options. To name a few, on to start with budgets, there is empty helmets, which is really good. There is LS2, which is good. Then there is, if you go slightly up, Scorpion EX also makes some really affordable good helmets. And then you have the big brands like AJV, HJC, Shoei,
Yeah.
Arai, all of
Correct.
them.
Yes.
So mainly with the helmet, understand the norms are very different in the helmet. There are 3, 4 different certifications: DOT,
Yeah.
EC, SNEL. Out of which DOT and EC are government initiated, certifications. EC is for European entire economic area, while DOT
Yeah,
dot is
correct.
for US mainly. Dot is
Yes.
a US government certification. SNEL, on the other hand, is not a government thing. It's a private organization started in 1957. Uh, so it's not not every helmet manufacturer is liable for a SNEL certification. But if they have it, it's one of the highest standards
Yeah,
of
it's one of the
safety.
highest. Yes, correct.
Absolutely. It's accepted across all racing divisions across the world in more than 80 countries. So if you get a SNEL one, that's like one of the topmost. But of course, they come also at a price because of that. So if you're
Yeah,
starting off, it's not necessary to invest in a SNEL certified helmet, but an ECE or a DOT certified helmet is also just as good to begin with.
all right. So, yeah, and I mean, do you recommend any specific footwear for city riding, or just your normal urban footwear is good for it?
Ideally, I mean, now it depends if what kind of job the person does, but generally, if you're even going for a weekend ride or just you're commuting long enough, an ankle length boot is something that you should always consider than a sneaker
Yeah,
or
correct.
just a very formal, loafers who go to
Yes.
work or, just something like that. An ankle length boot, if you ride a motorcycle, is something that will help you in a case of a crash much more than any other sneaker or anything will. So, basic, you get a lot of brands today that make ankle length boots. You will have some options like military boots that are available, even some
Yeah,
hard
correct.
shelled,
Those are very common. Yeah.
correct, even some hard shelled boots from Woodland also work. So there are options. So consider to invest in one of those pairs also. So that is something
Okay.
for a regular commute is more than enough.
All right. So, guys, a quick
And
recap. If you're a absolutely
sorry, I'm
urban
just gonna
rider,
talk about the gloves. Sorry,
yeah.
we missed the gloves part.
Yes, sorry.
The same thing. So these are the Rhinox Urban X gloves that I've just received. I haven't used them extensively yet, but whatever little ride I've used for in the city and around smaller rides, these are perforated ones, ventilated ones, and they are really, really light and comfortable for the city. I think this is one of my favorite pairs for the city now. So,
Okay.
and they're not really a bomb to buy. I think they are pretty much on the budget if anybody wants to have a quick city glove. So remember that.
Okay, guys, so quick recap on the urban riding gear for the urban rider is, a nice, light, well-ventilated jacket, a street helmet, which is a full-face helmet with very good chin support, and slightly sturdy footwear is always good rather than, investing in, uh, professional boots. And last thing is, lightweight gloves with good ventilation. That should help you sort out for your city rides. So now, Varad, coming next, it's an extension of an urban rider is more like an extra urban rider. So a rider who also does a bit of touring or a bit of
Right,
joy rides around town, like something like you guys
right.
used to do around Lavasa over the weekends. So
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what could be the ideal gear for a person like that who rides in the city, then go ventures out in the weekend for slightly longer rides? What extra
Right.
safety gear now needs to be in his closet? Yeah.
Right. So if you're a weekend warrior who goes out on weekends regularly, goes camping with his friends, so apart from the commute, he also does a lot of other leisure and, fun riding part also. Then definitely, one should invest in a better helmet than a starting range helmet to begin with. Something on the higher, something that's lighter, more focused towards motorcycle protection. Something that, is well ventilated also for you to keep, because if you want to be going on a long distance ride even for the weekend, you will be on the bike for 2 hours, 3 hours. So you need something
Yeah.
that's well ventilated, to keep your head cool, especially in our weather and climate. So that's one thing that a person should definitely consider who's riding occasionally on weekends and all. Then again, coming to the jacket, most of the street jackets that we spoke about right now will also suffice for the weekend riding. You don't need a separate set for just for weekend riding.
Okay.
So what you use for your commute can and very well will suffice for your weekend rides wherever you go. But coming to the most important part, I think they should invest in pants then, because your lower body exposed to a lot of injury if in case anything goes wrong. And when
Correct.
you're going
Yes.
out riding, there is and there's a higher chance you will be doing more speeds than you would do in the city on the highway, obviously. So your injury will be much higher if anything goes wrong. So it's better to be prepared for that. So while your gears, while your jacket and helmet can be the same, you should invest in a basic set of riding pants with protectors and definitely better boots. Definitely better boots, which is
Okay.
basically shin support boots, boots that come up to your shin and don't end at the ankle. You cover your calf basically, you know. So
Okay.
that's
Great.
very important.
Now coming back, so now we've covered the urban and the extra-urban rider. Now,
Right.
I really want to speak to you about touring gear, because since that is, in my opinion, is like the most important gear, because when you're out touring, you are away from
Absolutely.
your base location, you're out in the open for a very very long time. So your
Right.
touring gear has to be really perfect. It has to keep you comfortable for a very long time. It has to
Correct.
also be weatherproof, depending on the places which you're going. And also, when
Right.
you invest in good touring gear, you do it just once, so it has to be compliant with various types of weather, like
Right.
especially in India, when
Absolutely.
you see you have really really hot places, and then we have really
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cold places. So how do you go about building the perfect touring gear?
Right. So touring gear comes with a lot of riding and accumulation. Let me begin. Very few people will actually go and just pick up one whole set of kit and ride out.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
usually accumulated over a period of time. What you need, what pair of gloves you should have for touring, what pair of pants you should have for touring, what jacket. Obviously, one of the most critical elements is again helmet. So a good touring helmet helps you to have more comfort when you're riding, because again for touring that means you're spending elongated hours, like 7-8 hours on the road at a stretch.
Yes.
Now, your ride time is that much. So you are obviously spending a lot of time. So your helmet needs to have very good fit. It needs to have very good ventilation. It
Correct.
needs to
Yeah.
have good parts. It needs to have good after-sales support, that if anything happens, you have accessory available. You will need a dark visor. You will need a light visor. A clear visor. Every parts will require for the helmet. So all of that should be available. So choose a helmet that provides and ticks all the criteria, has good after-sales service in India. Before you purchase, make sure that your buyer is providing you that this, if it seems not very convincing, then pick up as many accessories you can at that point of time, like extra
Correct. Yeah.
padding, extra visors, extra clamps, all of that, whatever you can. So correct that. And when choosing the right helmet, obviously, like I said, most important part is the fit for a long touring helmet. It has to be comfortable. Now, touring helmets also tend to be in a very different weight bracket. Some of them are light and some of them are really heavy. Now,
Okay.
so that depends entirely on your choice of brand, your budget, and again the fit. So I usually use the Bell MX9, which I've been using for almost last 1 year now. It's quite
Okay.
bumped up, but I think this is one of the best budget adventure helmet that I have ever used, touring adventure helmet sort of thing, which has adjustable beak. So when you're on the
Okay.
highway and if you're cruising for longer hours, you can drop the beak a little down so the airflow goes over the helmet and it's not pulled behind and you don't pull your neck.
Okay. Got it.
So you
Yeah.
got that adjustment for two steps. Then you got a very nice clean visor inside
Yeah.
which came, and it's very easy to remove and swap. So you want to clean the visor after a couple of hours of riding with a lot of bugs on it. It's a 2-minute job. And
And I think
another
the
important
visor,
part of
it
this
gives
helmet,
you better visibility also. It's
yes,
it's slightly
absolutely.
bigger. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. With touring helmet, you will have the field of vision will be more than
Correct.
105
Yeah.
degrees usually, from the center
Yes.
point. And the fit again is important. How the pads fit, how they feel inside. If you can stay in there for long hours without your head hurting or it's smelling, none of that, or it's got too much movement after a point. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
Now, these are the things that you can only usually find after reviews, because when you buy a helmet, you'll have to go on a ride to actually see if it's working as per your requirement.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
But like enough brands and there are enough helmets that people have tried, tested, and they vouch for. This is definitely one of them that I strongly vouch for. MX9 by Bell.
Okay. Great. All right.
Right. So
So I think next
yeah.
item on our
So
list would be a touring jacket, because a lot of
jacket.
people are Waiting to hear about that. Yes.
Yeah. So we just quickly start. When you look at a touring jacket, a large part of touring jacket means you're carrying a lot of equipment on you because you're on the road, right? When
Correct.
you look at
Yes.
a straight jacket like we saw first, they are usually short, snug, because they're supposed to just provide you protection from in case of an accident and from the weather elements, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But
Yes.
a touring jacket has to do a lot more than that. You're on the road, you will need a lot of equipment on it, and you will be seeing different kind of climates throughout your ride. From
Yeah.
a 40
True.
degree, you will straight go down to say maybe 10 degree. There'll be rain, there could be
Yes.
snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and thankfully in India we are really blessed with some really unpredictable weather everywhere. So it's better to
Correct.
be
Yeah.
prepared with a good jacket. And a good touring jacket is something that looks like this, okay, which is not, it's really longer in its length, wider. It's a little heavy and bulky in its construction, but that's for it to sustain different kind of weather that you will eventually see on the road. Okay, the protectors are harder because the impact could be harder since you're touring. You could be at a higher speed, you know.
Yes.
So all there are certain things. Then there are a lot of places where there are pockets on the jackets to store your stuff. Make sure you
Correct. Yeah.
buy one that has enough stuff to keep your, GoPro accessories, tools, wallets, papers, your so whatever else small nitty-gritty that you have and carry. These are something that the jacket should be having. Most of the jackets come with vents for dual purpose
Yes.
riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your
Yes.
vent. So by the way, the jacket is a Rhinox Stealth Evo 2, which is one of their
Mm-hmm.
newest ones. And so yeah, it comes with a lower strap to adjust the fitment of the jacket around your waist.
Yeah.
It's got Velcro straps on the arms. Most of the jackets will have this, and this is important. When you buy a
Yes.
touring jacket, make sure these things are there because a loose fitting jacket will not help you, like a loose
Yes.
fitting helmet.
So the straps
When the
actually keep
time
your
comes,
protection in place.
in place and stay avoid moving around under impact or under road rash or whatever. So if the
Correct.
armor
Yes.
moves, the jacket is not doing its job. Allowing the jacket to do its job. You will get hurt. So the armor should be in place, elbow, shoulder. For that, these straps are very important because everybody's physique will vary to some extent. So these allow you
Correct.
to make it fit you perfectly. So any jacket, any touring jacket or any riding jacket that doesn't allow you these options is not something I would look for.
So yeah, so that is a good tip for everybody who's watching this session. That whatever jacket you buy, whatever budget range you have, please make sure that your jacket has these straps uh, to fasten on your elbow, on your arms, and on the waist, so that your protection stays
Correct.
in place. It doesn't move when you have a crash. So that the all the protective panels they get to do their jobs actually. So that's a good tip.
Exactly.
Please make a note of it. So Varad, let's move on. What is the next item in the touring gear list?
Before we move to the thing, I
Yes.
want to talk about the jacket. One more thing about it. Most of the jackets will come with liners.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
rain
Yes.
liners, winter liners for warm. So most of the jackets will provide that. So while the winter liners are really helpful, they come and sit inside on inner hip around here. Most of the
Yes.
jackets will have a double hip here where the liner will fit inside.
Yeah.
For the rain gear, I would recommend what I personally do a lot of times. I wear a size riding external riding rainwear,
Okay.
instead of the
Right.
internal one. That allows to keep my gear warm and dry even when I'm riding in the rain.
Okay.
Say if it comes with an internal rain weather liner, the outer shell of the jacket will get wet and heavy,
Correct. Yeah. True.
right? And then if I'm stuck at a place where the temperatures are really low and it doesn't dry off, I have to wear the same wet jacket next day again and probably again and again,
Yeah.
which
So that
becomes
can get really uncomfortable with that. Yeah.
exactly. So the smartest thing is to wear your rainwear on top of your riding gear because the rainwear will also dry very quickly.
Correct. Yeah. It doesn't
It's a
get wet when
thin
you.
layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So it will dry off by the next time morning you're starting. You are again ready with a dry set of gear to go on.
And
That's
I think
important.
you always buy 2 sizes larger so that it fits over your riding jacket.
Correct. You buy, yeah, I get it. It goes over your riding jacket. It goes over your backpack. A lot of people have a habit of wearing
Yes.
a backpack and riding.
Yeah. So it
So
can
you
cover
should,
all those
that's
things.
another, correct. So you buy like 1 or 2 sizes up. When you're going to buy the rainwear, just make sure you carry your gear and try it before you buy it.
Correct. Yeah. So what is the
Yeah.
next item on our touring list after the jacket?
Touring list is obviously touring pants, okay, which are basically again made out of either corduroy or Kevlar, very high abrasion resistant materials. Okay, these are the ones that you get mostly in the market. A lot of them have it here in India. A lot of brands like Rhinox makes them. Some other companies also make them. So these are basic pants which are there, which come with hip protection on the side, okay, and knee protection here, which covers your entire shin bone. You know, yeah, most of
Yeah.
your leg gets covered, and that's important because if any part of your lower leg is left open under the impact, there's a higher chance of that taking the most damage. So when you're choosing a riding pant, make sure the protector fits you correctly. Some of the times the protector will move around, they'll go too low or they'll go too high. So it's always best to try a touring pant. It's very difficult to get a well-fitting touring pant, but it's very critical and important to get a well-fitting touring pant. If your knee
Correct.
protectors are not sitting correctly on the knee, where in case of an accident, they are not going to do their job. So again, it comes back to the same fundamentals of correct fit and correct pattern. So yeah, and then of course, next is weather resistance. So buying riding pants that provide you weather protection or ventilation in hot weather is also important. So nowadays, a
Okay.
lot of brands out there are making pants with ventilation pockets on it, as well as rain protection on them. So there are plenty of good products available now in India. So do a little bit of research, and I'm sure you'll find the right fit for you.
Okay. Great. What about touring boots? And while we are at talking about touring boots, I also wanted to touch upon off-roading boots. So, what is the
Right.
difference between both, and which ones do you recommend to what kind of riders?
Okay. So boots is one of the most critical part of a riding gear kit, I believe, because that's a very easily injured part on a motorcycle. You will twist your ankle, break your ankle. We hear so many stories about ankle injury happening and fracture happening around. So boots are one of the most critical aspect of riding gear kit. And if you see today, honestly, there is not much. There's no lower end brand that is making a good touring boot or a good motorcycle boot. So you will have to invest and in a proper branded shoe. You know, some of the Indian companies have not yet figured out very strong riding boots yet. So it's better to invest in something that is already being tried and tested in the international market. Now, in boots, there are various ways. There is a road boot, which is mainly for road. You can, it looks like this. You
Yeah.
know, this is a basic gain road boot used for track or road riding, not really as much for touring or not really for off-roading. This is mainly for road riding. So this is how a basic road boot looks. Covers your shin, goes inside one of those riding suits usually. So that's the one. So this is something that you can definitely opt for if you are going to keep riding on the road. For the
Yeah.
weekend riders, for the guys who are always on the highway touring, these kind of boots make a great purchase proposition because they are good, they're well ventilated, they provide enough protection around the ankles. You see, they got hard ankles over here, so they not twist on the lower side
Yeah.
of it,
This is
you
more
know.
important. Yes. Yeah.
So correct. So they have enough protection all around, and basically they are also very comfortable to walk around if you have to, for
Yeah.
shorter
They have
distances.
certain amount of flex, so you can still
Flex
move
onto
around.
them, yeah. And
Yeah.
nowadays the modern boots are really focus on inner comfort for the rider to, being able to walk around in them for smaller distances. So yeah, you can definitely get one of these if you're usually on a weekend riding, if you're gonna keep things on the road. So that's one. Next is one of those enduro boots that you get here. Okay. So these are hard shaped enduro boots mainly made with soles that look something like this.
Okay. More
Okay.
grip.
Because
Yeah.
more grip, correct. Because these are for a little bit of off-roading, enduro riding. They are fully waterproof. They are designed for purpose of multi-terrain riding, basically. So they will be with you on the highway, they will be with you on the trails, they will be with you on the slush, everywhere. So their soles will be like this, where you can, they provide proper grip even in a bad surface. because the road boot will not hold up. If you ride with the road boot on an off-road terrain or something and you have to put your foot down in an emergency, the road boot will slip.
Yes.
And that's when your bike will fall,
Yeah.
right? But a boot like this grip will provide you traction at that point where you know the boot will hold up and you can hold your motorcycle and have control on it. So this kind of boots are what are the most recommended ones for touring. You know, they are the hardcore touring ones. They are waterproof also. So, and there are plenty of them available in India now.
So while you were talking, I just got a question from a viewer who's asking, what is better in terms of fastening? Is it zippers or these kind of buckles?
Oh, definitely this kind of buckles.
Because they're
Zippers
easy
still,
to put on and yeah.
not just that, zippers will eventually wear out because this kind of boots our boots see a lot of debris, a lot of grime and dirt and dust along the road. You know, a lot of slush and mud that you can't sit and clean the zip every ride on the tour also.
Correct.
Every day, every 2 days, right? Buckles work better because they are more foolproof than zippers. You know, they are more strong. Their locking patterns are more reliable. There is no stitching involved, so there is no chance of tearing or stuff coming apart. You know, so this kind of locks are something that I personally prefer because they secure my foot in the perfect position. With grip, there is still an amount of flex that happens. You know, which is okay for a road boot. Which is okay for a road boot because you need it. But for an off-road boot, you need that hard solidness of your ankle to stay in place. So I would definitely say the fasteners are better than zippers.
Okay, so Varad, so I think we are now getting very close to the end of this session. I just been browsing through the questions, and the most asked question is from beginners, and everyone's been asking, what kind of beginner riding gear would you recommend?
As I said, we spoke in the start of the session only. A basic riding gear. You have a lot of brands today who make that in India. Thankfully, they're coming up very strong. They're making some really good products at an affordable price point. So go out there and buy a basic mesh jacket at least. If you're not going to be doing a lot of touring and you're not going to see a lot of, considering this for somebody who's just starting in motorcycling, I don't expect them to start heading out in the mountains immediately. So if you're going to do your short weekend rides, then a mesh jacket is a good option to buy. In a helmet, you can go for an MT, LS2, or Scorpion EX. So anything between a price bracket of 5 to 10,000. Invest in that because your helmet is your most important piece in the kit all the time. That a mesh jacket which fits you correctly, that's another important thing, which has CA certified armor protection. Now a lot of CA certification only comes stamped. So it shouldn't be just stamped. There should be a label along with the CA certification, like a proper label of the CA certification, which say what kind of level of armor is there. There are different norms and certifications for that. But the label is important of CA certification. A stamp itself is not, doesn't do it. So that's one thing when you buy a mesh jacket. And like I said, boots, ankle length boots are for a beginner also are absolutely important because before you know it, you could twist your ankle on a standing motorcycle. You could just lose your show footing and you will just have a bike on your foot and before you know it, it happened with me. So I'm telling you. So yeah, it's not a great idea to ride without proper boots. And then gloves, as we spoke, there are a lot of mesh gloves available. So all of this kit will probably set you back by anything between 15 to 20,000 depending on what and where you buy it from. But I don't think it's a big price. It's not a big price for your own safety.
Yes,
exactly. And one of the most important part of riding gear is that it will make you more confident on the motorcycle. The moment you find yourself safer, you'll find yourself more confident.
And then always you can, keep going up in terms of quality.
Absolutely.
And equipment levels. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can always whenever you can, like I said, you have to accumulate the gear. It's not like a one time you just buy all of this.
Yes.
You keep going step by step by step. Say, okay, now I need this. Now what is the next thing? And then and so on.
So this is another good tip for everybody out there who's, building up their riding gear closet. So, keep investing in stuff one by one. Don't aim to buy, everything in one shot. Save up a little, buy the next piece of bit of kit, then save up, buy the next piece of kit. I think the order in which somebody should buy is, first one should be the helmet. Second should be your jacket and gloves.
Gloves, yes.
Third would be, I think, your boots, and
Boots.
fourth should be, a touring pants or riding
Correct.
jeans,
Correct.
in that order.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Riding jeans is again a great option. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, that answers questions of a lot of people, and I think,
hope
it's
so.
for us to close this today's
Okay,
session.
that went really quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Varad. Thanks a ton for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much. Thank you so much
And
for having me on.
I think looking at the background, I think, this was like the best place to do it from. So thanks
Yeah.
for
Thank you.
getting us into your gear closet. So thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. It's one of my prized possessions. Yeah. Thank you so much. Great to have you guys here.
Thanks to everybody out there for watching. And I've seen, people who've also mentioned that, this was one of the best sessions that they've seen during the lockdown. And it's somebody who's asking for a shout out. You know who you are. So thanks to everybody for watching. Please stay home, stay safe till we ride
Yes.
again, and plan your purchases
Right.
of riding gear so that
Perfect time to research your gear.
Yeah,
Perfect time to
all the
research your
time,
gear.
research on the brands, on the prices, everything. Plan it out. As soon as the lockdown gets lifted, the market is open for you to go buy your riding gear and then go riding. So right till then,
Yeah.
stay home, stay safe. Bye bye. We'll catch you again on the next session of the Java workshop on Saturday at 7 p.m. Till then, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.